and welcome to my channel. I am Stephanie. This is day 6 of VEDA, a video every day in April, and we're going to talk about one of the books that I have read over the last 10 years. It's like been 2,000 of them, and we're going to do some sports romances today. Okay, so this is a video every day in April, aka VEDA, and I decided that I would revisit one of the books that I read over the last 10 years. It's like randomly picked because I had like over 2,000 of them to choose from, and we're gonna see if I can remember the author's name of the book just from the title alone. Then we're gonna do two fun, amazing questions. Fun questions from my pod deck, and then I'm going to give you a couple of recommendations for sports romances. Sorry, you guys, he just wants to freaking bark today. Oh my goodness, stop it. Okay, so the book that was randomly chosen was Because of Low Sea Breeze #2, and I'm pretty sure that's an Abby Glines book. I could be wrong, but let's march on over because I do not remember this book at all. I remember that it's probably YA. I have a little bit of an idea of what the cover looks like. I think we're looking at like a girl. It may have been revised. It was early on in my reading journey, so probably like 2015, 2016 timeframe is when I read this book. I remember it being a girl on the front with her suitcase, and I want to say that it was like small town, and supposedly she was like gritty and wrong side of the track and things like that. But let's go to the Goodreads and find out if I was right. Hopefully it doesn't jump off or anything like that. Oh my gosh, I cannot believe I actually got the author's name right. So this is written by Abby Glines, and so this is her second book that she wrote, because it says in her debut novel, Breathe, Sadie may have fallen in love with the teen rock star Jack Stone, but readers fell head over heels for Marcus Hardy. This is his story. Yeah, okay. Yep, Sea Breeze is in Alabama, and I gave it 4 stars. I definitely wasn't doing Steam ratings or anything like that back then. So let's see what I had to say about it. Wow, I wasn't writing reviews at that time either, it looks like. No, because it only has my star rating on here. So yeah, it looks like I read it back in 2018. 2018, I may have done a video review for it, but I'm surprised that I didn't write anything down for it. And as I said, this is a young adult romance right over here. It's fictional. It's college age set. So yeah, I don't remember this. I know if I was to reread it now, I probably wouldn't enjoy it. But yeah, I find this really, really interesting. Very, very interesting. So I'm not going to read anybody else's reviews for it. Oh, sweet Jesus. Okay, let's talk about this synopsis right here. I don't need all this. I mean, I don't read synopses as is, but this is just absolutely ridiculous. That is just way too much writing. Way too much. Way too much. So obviously that was back in Abby's, younger writing days or beginning days. So we give grace here. All right. So that was really interesting. I'm very surprised that I did not have anything written, about that book. I'm sure if I was to go back into my, written journals or anything like that, that I probably had something written down. But yeah, I don't foresee myself going back to review it again, but you can see where I came from. I did at one point in time read YA books. So let's get to our first Pod Dex fun question. This question is, if you could have anything named after you, what would it be? Ooh, what would I want named after me? Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. What would I want named after me? Because songs could be, I guess, I don't know. Because I feel like when I read characters that have my same name or that have my name, Stephanie, it kind of drives me up a wall. So I wouldn't want to be kind of named, or in a book, it kind of ekes me out. Like, I feel the character a little bit more, interestingly enough. There was an author that I was caught off guard with the character named Stephanie and her journey and stuff like that. And I was just like, oh man. I ended up crying over the character because they ended up dying. I do have a character that could possibly have been named after me, from an amazing author of mine that I absolutely love, one of my favorite authors. And I will say from this day on, like not this day on, but like before, when I asked her about it, I was like, was that character named after me? And she was like, I don't know. And I was like, well, it's going to be. So yeah. I don't know. What else? I mean, a soda, a soda or a candy, or yeah, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know what I would want named after me. So let me know what you guys want to be named after. Like, I don't know that I would want a stadium, because stadiums can, usually when you have a name attached to a stadium, if something bad happens, then you get a bad, reputation from it. If your name is on a building and something ends up happening, your name is like, I guess it's a double-edged sword for that question, or for that thought. All righty, second question of the pod deck. Have you ever been electrocuted? So I don't believe that I've been electrocuted. I think I would remember if I had been electrocuted, but I most definitely have been shocked. Like, stick a fork in the, in the outlet, shocked. Or I remember back in the day when I was younger and I would take 9-volt batteries and get a little shock from that, or building up static electricity and, shocking people. So yeah, that's the extent of my being electrocuted. So, as I said, today's recommendations are sports romances. And the first one that I'm going to tell you guys to go check out is something that you guys probably, unless you've been with me since the beginning of my YouTube sort of venture, sort of the beginning of my channel, you wouldn't have heard this series. But I think this was the series that taught me about my love for sports romance, as well as my love for epic romances. And that is the Truth and Lies series by Katherine Owen. This was like the first series and set of books that I was just like completely drawn in by. I had to wait before each book came out, and each one left off with a cliffhanger, and it gutted me to know that these characters were going through so much. I mean, they go through so much. So we have a ballerina and we have a baseball player who meet after a accident, and they know each other, but they don't know each other. It follows them in an epic fashion from high school to college to the major leagues, to her dancing in foreign countries and things happening, and then their love story being together and being apart, and through pregnancies and marriages and injuries and just all kinds of things. And it was just so epic and just gut-wrenching and just absolutely beautiful. I loved this story so much. The next one I'm going to tell you guys to go check out, which is interestingly enough, it's not one of my it's a favorite because it's not about the conventional sports. It's not a baseball story, it's not a football story, it's not a hockey story. It is a cheerleading story, and it was my first cheerleading story that I read, and it's called Dare Me by Megan. I think it's Megan Abbott. And there was a television show. So I actually read the book before the television show came out, and I was just so intrigued by it. It does take a little bit to get warmed up to, because if you don't have a knowledge of cheerleading, there is a lot of cheerleading within, or a lot of cheerleading turns and talk within the book that they kind of glossed over for the television show. But I was just like, oh my goodness. And then to come to find out, it turns into like this murder mystery, psychological sort of story. I was just so drawn in by the story, then by the adaptation, and I was so here for this. And I think so many people need to read this, and so many more people need to talk about it. Oh my goodness, you guys need to talk about this. So I hope that you enjoyed my flashback to one of the over 2,000 books that I have read. Interesting questions from the pod deck today. If you guys want to answer them, let me know down in the comments what your answers are for those. Have you been electrocuted? And if you could have something named after you, what would it be? Let me know down in the comment section. As always, if you enjoyed this video, please give it a big thumbs up, subscribe to the channel. Also, there is a feedback form down in the description box so you guys can help me improve my channel. My PayPal, my Patreon, and all my other social links are down in the description box. Thank you guys for watching, and we will see you in tomorrow's video.